Microsoft just dropped the Xbox Ally X, finally making their move into handheld gaming PCs after all the rumors. And the interesting part is they're customizing Windows to work better with a controller, even booting straight into a slick Xbox app. If that sounds familiar, it's because the Steam Deck works in a very similar way with a smooth, easy-to-use interface. We still got to see how the Ally X performs in real life, but there's already a lot to compare between these two, so let's dive in and find out how these two stack up. Alright, let's talk about display, as it's one of the first things you notice on a handheld. The Xbox Ally X has a 7-inch touchscreen with VRR support, with a sleek, slightly futuristic vibe, which Asus is known for. And it's a performance-focused setup with a 1080p 120Hz LCD screen. So yeah, it's sharper, even faster than the Steam Deck OLED's 90Hz refresh rate. And the biggest upgrade in design? The grips. The Xbox Ally X has more pronounced ergonomic grips. Now, as much as we all appreciate a sharp, high-res screen, we've got to give Valve some credit here. The Steam Deck sticks with an 800p OLED display, and at first glance that might sound a bit outdated. But here's the thing, that lower resolution actually works in its favor. As it's not pushing as many pixels, games tend to run smoother without you needing to mess around with graphic settings too much. And visually, it still looks amazing. That OLED panel really pops, especially in colorful games like Hades. The deep blacks and rich contrast honestly make it feel more premium. Alright, let's talk features, and yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. The new Xbox Ally X comes with AMD's latest Ryzen Z2 Extreme chip. And this Z2 is technically newer and a bit more capable, especially for heavier multitasking or newer, more demanding games. As it runs on a more advanced AMD chip, something way better than what's in the Steam Deck. Plus, it offers 2 USB-C ports. And for the battery, you're getting a pretty solid 80 watt-per-hour pack, basically. That means longer playtime. Now, the Steam Deck takes a different approach that's honestly pretty compelling in its own way. While it might seem less powerful on paper with its AMD Zen 2 processor and 16 gigs of RAM. And it's running SteamOS, a Linux-based operating system that's been optimized specifically for gaming. And as it runs on an AMD chip that mixes in a 4-core CPU that can juggle up to 8 threads. So yeah, it's got some multitasking chops. On the graphics side, it's powered by RDNA 2, which was AMD's big deal back when it came out. And honestly, that combo still gets the job done, especially if you're into indie games or older AAA titles that don't demand too much. But both the CPU and GPU tech built on have been around for a while. Not ancient or anything, but definitely not the freshest hardware out there. Besides, it offers just one USB-C port. And as for battery, it comes with a 40 watt-per-hour battery, while the OLED model bumps that up to 50. So yeah, if we're comparing raw power, the Xbox Ally X clearly pulls ahead. But if talking about the base models, they're not all that different under the hood. When it comes to performance, the new Xbox Ally X will likely be able to run games better due to its next-gen AI Z2 Extreme processor and its Windows-reducing capabilities. And it doesn't need any kind of compatibility layer to play games, as it's got double the CPU and GPU cores compared to the Steam Deck, and it's built on much newer tech, so better frame rates, smoother gameplay. Now, while the raw performance bump is expected to be around 10 to 15%, which isn't all that much. But when coupled with the Xbox Ally X's other new features, it theoretically creates a better device. Of course, we'll have to put it through real-world testing to confirm how much of a difference it truly makes. But things are looking promising. Meanwhile, the Steam Deck definitely held its own. It runs on a Linux-based operating system called SteamOS and utilizes Valve's Proton layer to enable a surprising number of Windows games to run on it. It's designed to be simple and easy to use, and it works really well for handheld gaming. but it wasn't always perfect. Some titles had bugs, others didn't run at all. And you were mostly tied to your Steam library unless you went through the hassle of installing Windows yourself. Okay, now let's see how their prices compare. The upcoming Xbox Ally X is expected to be more expensive. There's no official price tag yet. But based on what we've seen from similar devices like the Asus ROG Ally X, which came in around $800, and it's safe to say the Xbox version won't be cheap. And with prices creeping up everywhere this year, it probably won't come in under that mark either. On the other hand, the Steam Deck is a lot more upfront about pricing. You can grab the base model for around $400, which gives you decent storage and a standard LCD screen. Want something a little more premium? There's an OLED version that goes up to $550, and if you want top-tier storage and features, the highest-end model will cost you $100 more. So, which one's better? Well, at the end of the day, it kind of comes down to what you care about more. Do you want vivid visuals and battery-friendly performance, or are you chasing the highest resolution and refresh rate? And we think a good OLED still beats a high-res LCD in overall feel. But hey, if you're all about speed, the Ally Xbox X takes the lead here. Overall, both are solid, so just choose what matches your gaming style best. So, which one would you love to pick? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.